Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am so delighted to have you. If you are new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. I hope you guys had a fabulous Christmas and that you were able to spend time with family members and just unplug a little bit and relax. And I am so thankful that you are here with me today. So today's episode is all about learning how to unplug, relax, and to welcome in new beginnings. So many of us this week are being challenged to rest. I did a whole episode on my Patreon page about the importance of resting, but it is a very prominent message. It is coming up again when I connected with the universe and I said, what do you want me to tell the people? What message do you want me to give? The one message was to relax and to come back to a place of inner peace. And the second message is new beginnings. And it makes total sense because we are going into the new year. Friday is New Year's Eve, and of course Saturday is New Year's Day, and the new year is all about new, right? New. It's a new beginning for everything, and we're setting new intentions in our life. So today I want to talk to you about the importance of putting yourself first, doing self-care, and then also welcoming new beginnings in your life. And not only welcoming new beginnings, but looking at the world from a different lens. Because I feel like so many of us, whether we do it on purpose or not, consciously or unconsciously, we look at a lot of things through the lens of judgment. And what the universe is asking us to do is to disconnect from that judgment and instead to put on a new lens and to look at the world from a place of love. That's a really hard thing to do, especially with everything that's going on and what's happening. And especially if you're truly connected to social media, you're seeing all kinds of things that are posts that are very judgmental. And the thing is that the universe is not about judgment. It's not. And if you're following spiritual leaders who are putting things on Facebook that are very judgmental, this is not the message the universe is trying to bring forth. It's really not. It's not about judgment. It's not about right or wrong, because in the universe's eyes, we're all blameless and without fault. We really are. As hard as that may be for you to believe, it's true. According to the universe, we are perfect beings who are completely loved. But when we come here to fulfill our humanity, to fulfill this blueprint of this life that we came here to live, we're learning. So we're going to make mistakes. Of course, we're going to make mistakes. And what we have to learn how to do is to disconnect from the judgment, from the thing that says, you made that mistake, you're a horrible person. The universe doesn't judge us that way. We humans judge one another that way, but we're not judged that way by God, the universe, your higher power, whatever you want to call it. We're not judged that way. We just are. And the universe accepts that we are trying to learn. And it's difficult because there are people in your life who hurt you, and that's understandable. We come here to learn certain things, and for many of us, we have to go through hurt and pain in order to learn. It's not easy, but that's why we're here. But we have to start looking at things not through the eyes of judgment that says, I will cut you off at the knees if you hurt me. But rather, we have to look at the universe through the eyes of love that says, I forgive you for doing what you did that may have hurt me. And I hold a boundary that I will not be hurt again in that way. But I can forgive and I can move on. And sometimes that means you forgive the person and you keep them in your life. And sometimes it means you forgive the person and you don't keep them in your life. And that's totally up to you, because just as you're here to learn and grow, so are others. And sometimes other people learn and they grow and they continue to grow with you. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they stop at a certain point and you have to let them go, and that's okay too. So today is all about, it's a lot rolled into one, but it's all about learning how to disconnect, relax a little bit, put yourself first and do a little self-care and welcome in new beginnings and learning how to look at life through the eyes of love, to have an open heart and a deep appreciation for everything you've gone through. You know, a lot of people have gone through a lot of stuff, and I know many of you, my listeners, have, as I have. And it's difficult. It's not easy at all. And we can either choose to be bitter and say, I give up, I quit because this is too difficult and I don't want to do this anymore. But that doesn't bring you any joy. Or we can choose to open our hearts a little bit more, have a deep appreciation for all of the experiences that we're going through because it is teaching us something. And to decide that we're going to look at things through the lens of love. We can forgive others and we can move forward knowing that we're all human, we're all flawed. There's not a perfect person on this earth. You will never find a perfect person roaming this earth. Even whoever you consider to be your highest mentor, whether it's Oprah Winfrey or Brene Brown or Barack Obama or whoever you consider to be your highest influence, they are not perfect. No one living on this earth is perfect. Therefore, we have to start looking at things differently. We have to look at life as though you're going to make a mistake, I'm going to make a mistake, and that's okay. We've got to work through it. That's how it's going to be. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I know the last month for me has been super difficult. It has been super difficult. And I know that there have been days where I've had to just run a replay of my podcast. And it's not because I don't care. It's because I have been in survival mode for many weeks now. And it's not because I want to be. It's because I'm facing one of the most difficult challenges I've ever had to face. And I feel like I've been through a lot. And even though I've been through many, many difficult challenges, this is still one of the most difficult. And dealing with my mom and her health and everything that's going along with that. And so I'm trying my very best. And I appreciate each and every one of you who have stuck by me. I know that some people might say, oh, there's a replay, so they just stop listening. So I appreciate those of you who do listen because I get it. I used to be like that too. I would listen to people on a podcast and be like, oh gosh, here's a repeat. Just know that if that happens with me, it's never because I don't care. It's because I am holding on by a thread sometimes because life has been very challenging. But I love you all so much and I want to be here for you and to help you. And so if there's ever a topic that you would like me to dive deeper into because it would help you, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. I do that a lot on my Patreon page. My Patreon members are amazing and they'll reach out and say, can you do this? Can you cover this? I love that. Absolutely. I would love to do that. So I would love to have you join me over on that page where we do more personalized podcast episodes, but I am so thankful that you're here with me today. And I want to really talk about the importance of disconnecting sometimes because the holiday season is so stressful. Even though we know it's supposed to be about connecting with our loved ones and having fun and all of those things, it can be stressful to try to plan that. I know because the week that I was trying to plan our Christmas Eve party was also dealing with getting my mom to come home from the hospital and trying to provide the best care for her. And it was difficult because I felt like even though I have two siblings, one of them was not stepping up as much as they could have. And that made it a little bit more difficult. And so we had to have a conversation and we had to go through things and we did it and it worked out. But that's always uncomfortable to stand up for yourself and to talk about what you need. And I think that's so important that so many of us don't do that, is to express our needs in life. Like, I need you to step up and do what you said you were going to do because life is stressful. And this week, the message has fully been about learning how to do self-care and to put yourself first. But sometimes putting ourselves first means we have to have those uncomfortable conversations where we tell people, I've done all of these things and you need to step up and do your part because I can't do it all by myself. And that's not a comfortable conversation to have. Let me tell you, it's not. Because everyone, I believe, thinks they're doing their absolute best. But when there's one person who's maybe not stepping up as much as others, it becomes evident. But that person might think that they're doing the absolute best they can. And I absolutely believe that people try their best, but they may not realize that what they're doing isn't good enough. So sometimes we have to speak our truth and we have to go through uncomfortable conversations saying, hey, you need to step up. Like, I love you and I get it. Because here's what I have found is what happens. Those with young kids say, I have young kids, I have to do this, I have to do that. And those who are older and maybe don't have young kids at home get the bulk of the responsibility thrown on them because they don't have kids. And that's not fair because you still have a life. Like, just because you don't have kids doesn't mean you don't have responsibility. And so you need to step up and say, hey, don't throw the bulk of the responsibility on me just because I don't have young kids at home. That's not fair. It doesn't matter what the situation is, things should be divided equally. And I feel like there are many of you out there who may be experiencing this right now where you're being called upon and asked to do all of this extra stuff when it's not really your place. And so right now, the message from the universe is stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. Tell others when they need to start stepping up. Make them step up. Don't just do it because you know you can. That's going to create resentment and harboring ill will towards others. So don't do that. And then put yourself first. Do some things for self-care. And self-care can include a lot of things like meditation, going for walks, taking trips, whatever. You know what works best for you. It's time to do that. And the other message that's coming forth from the universe is it's time for new beginnings in your life. And sometimes the new beginning can be that I stepped up and I said what I needed, and now I'm going to allow others to come forward, to step forward and to do their part. And I'm going to take more time for myself. There's nothing selfish about that. You cannot help others or be there for others if you are completely emotionally, mentally, and physically drained. So stop doing that. And this is any area of your life, whether it's in a relationship, at work, in your home life, in a family, whatever it is, with your friendships. If you are putting out way more than you are getting back, it's time to balance that out. The universe is asking you to stop taking crap from others and to step up and to speak up for yourself and to balance out what is imbalanced right now. You don't want to go into the new year allowing others to dump on you. You know, I mean, we do that in a lot of ways. We'll just say, I'll just do it. It's easier if I just do it. It might be easier at first, but here's the deal. If you set your healthy boundary at first and you say to someone, look, you've got to step up. It's time. It's time for you to step up, be a man, be a woman, whatever, grow up, do what you have to do. That's going to help you out later on in life. It might be uncomfortable at first, but here's the difference. If you just allow it and you keep taking it, they're going to keep dumping on you because that's what you're allowing. We teach others how to treat us by what we allow and what we don't allow. So if you allow it to continue, it will continue. But if you set your healthy boundary and you say, no, you've got to step up and you've got to do your part, they will understand that you're not accepting anything else less than that. And it will be easier in the long run. The other thing is, it's a time for new beginnings, which to me says, from here on out, I am not accepting anything less than what I deserve. But it's also about deciding what you don't want to take with you into the new year. When I think about new beginnings, I think of in tarot the Ace of Pentacles. And when you get the Ace of Pentacles, it means that there is something happening for you. It's a time of new beginnings. It indicates that there is a new cycle happening in your life. And I think about in astrology, new moons, because new moons are always about new beginnings. It's always about new cycles happening in your life. And when we think about pentacles in the tarot, pentacles are focused on material. And so an Ace of Pentacles would indicate that there's a new beginning of a cycle that's focused on material abundance and wealth. And I know that there are many of you out there going, I'm struggling financially from day to day. And I get it. I understand totally. There are still times that I struggle personally with this because I feel like I get 5 steps ahead and then something happens and I have to help support other people. Not even my own spending or anything like that, but like I have to step up and help others. And then I feel like I get knocked backwards. But I know that I completely control that destiny, right? I can say, yes, I'll help you, or no, I won't. And I can understand that if I help you, I'm going to be repaid back because I'm doing what I think is best for everyone. It's that mindset that we allow in. If we give to others begrudgingly and we say, okay, I'm giving this to you, but now I'm broke. Like that's going to just have you focusing on what you don't have and your loss and how you're going to continue to be broke. When you give to others in a joyful way and saying, I want to help you and I want to bring about some positivity in your life, more of that's going to come back to you. And it really will. So we can't get hung up on how I'm helping others and now I'm broke. Like, don't think about it from that way. In other words, think about it from a way of what I do comes back to me tenfold. So if I'm helping people, it's going to come back to me. If I'm ripping off people and cheating people out, that's going to come back to me. You've got to live from a place where you feel very much okay with what you're doing. And there are a lot of people out there who will, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but I have people all the time who will reach out and be like, what can you do for me for free? And I would love to help everyone and their brother for free. Like, I would love that. I cannot do that because I don't have the time, the energy, the whatever. Like, I give what I can to my clients and I love doing it. But when people will reach out to me and say, I need a reading, and then they want me to just do a reading for them and give them a free reading right there. Like, I can't do that. I cannot. And it's not because I'm trying to be mean or anything else. It's because I have very limited time and resources. I don't have the time to do that. Like, I don't even have the time right now. I haven't for the past couple of weeks to do the Facebook Live that I do. And I love doing that. And I want to do that. And I haven't had the time to do that. And I am going to start that back up again. But I offer so many free things to people. And I do that because I want to give back. But when someone reaches out and says, do this for free, that's so offensive. Like, I want to help people, but you've got to help yourself too. And when you're always wanting everything for free, that's not helping you. That's continuing to live in a mindset of poverty. And I'm not saying that to offend anyone. It's just true. Like, you cannot do that. I reach out and I pay other people. I pay coaches. I pay people to help my mom, I have to pay other people out of my pocket too, because I don't expect anyone to just give me anything for free. We have to be of the mindset that when we give, it comes back, but that we can't always expect people to just bend over backwards for us. We've got to get out of that mindset too. When you see the pentacles, that means there's going to be some significant change in your life, and it's going to be good change, and there are going to be opportunities coming to you. It could be a new start in a career or a new business, or maybe you're deciding that this year you're going to get healthy, so you're starting a new plan for your health. All of those things are coming up for the new year, but you will be successful. You will be. I'm here to tell you, you will be successful, but you have to do the work. You've got to do the work. And as long as you're doing your part and you are doing the work and taking steps to move forward, you're going to be successful. The universe wants you to be so abundant. So abundant. The only thing that gets in the way is you. And it's this mindset and attitude of, I don't have enough, I'll never be enough, all of that. You've got to get rid of that. And trust me, I suffer from it. I absolutely do. I still have days where I wake up and a bill will come in unexpectedly and I have a reaction physically to it. And I know that that is something I have to deal with. And you have to deal with. We have to get rid of those limiting beliefs because the universe is unlimited. Unlimited. Money can come in any way. Here's the thing. If you feel like it comes in and goes right back out again, the reason is because you're still somewhere feeling stuck and bound to this belief that money and finances are limited. They're not. I teach economics in school, and we talk about how originally we didn't have money, we had a barter system. And it was like, I will give you a pig if you trade me a cow, or we do this or we do that. We traded. There was no money. And yet we have made money into a thing that's limited. It's a limited resource. It's not limited. What it's limited by is your ability to see past the limitations. The universe is infinite and can do infinite things. But you have to get out of that mindset. The negativity, I'm sorry, I get it. Negativity runs deep. I have talked to clients who have said, well, my mom was negative and she always said things and she did this. We don't realize how much of an impact that has on us. And sometimes we're like, I'm doing all of these things to promote positive thinking and to undo all of these limiting beliefs, and we don't realize how deep it runs. You've got to get through it and to change it if you ever want to eliminate it. So a lot of these things, new beginnings, can be ups and downs because you may get offered something and you might be like, this is amazing. What's going to happen? What if I fail? And then those negative thoughts come in and we sabotage it. You got to stop doing that. You're the only person keeping you stuck. That's a tough truth, but I get it. It's even true about me. I'm the one who keeps me stuck where I am. Because I have to understand that there's still more work to do. It doesn't need to be the most difficult thing ever. It's just knowing that there are things I still need to work through and actually doing it. And there are so many ways we can do it. My 60-day transformational journal is a really easy way to start working on things. It's $12.99 for the journal. It's an online journal, but you can download the PDF if you want to print it and actually write on it. And I get it. Some people do. I was trying to save you money by not having a printed form. But you can do the journal prompts because it helps you to, number one, identify your limiting beliefs. Number two, change them. Number 3, set goals for yourself. And number 4, tap into your passion so you can actually find your purpose in life. And that is not very much to pay and not very much to do to find so much change in your life. There are so many tools we have out there to help us. And, you may need help getting through it. I get it. I work with a coach. I've worked with several coaches in different areas of my life, and it's helped so much. And if you need a coach, I would love to work with you. You don't have to pick me. If I resonate with you, great. If you want to pick someone else, that's great too. You just need to do the work. And you can always book a free discovery call with me to see if I am the one who resonates with you. I use my intuition, and it's really amazing because people come to me for a reading and they tell me that I tap into so much more than they ever thought they would get out of a reading. There's a reason for that. I use my intuition. I use my guidance. I know what I'm given, and I give you exactly what I'm given. And it's not things you can look up online and say, oh yeah, you looked that up. No, people are like, how did you know that? It is my guides giving me that information and trying to help you. We want you to live your absolute best life, and it's not going to be a life where you're stuck. You are coming into a new year. A new year means that this is the time to really think about where you want to go this year. Do you want to keep living the life you've lived last year? Has that worked for you? Have you been happy? If you have, great, keep doing it. If not, what do you need to change? What needs to happen? What wake-up call do you have to get for you to change your life? Because I'm here to tell you that if you don't do it, the universe is going to drastically get your attention, and you don't want that. You do not want that. You can start making the changes right now to make a new cycle, a clean slate, new beginning. It's like hitting reset. I remember whenever I was younger, I would play Nintendo with my sister. I mean, we were like vicious. We would play this all the time. Super Mario Brothers, Island Adventure. I'd play this with her. And I was the sorest loser. And so we would start playing. And as soon as her character got more points than I did, I would accidentally throw something and hit the reset button on the Nintendo and be like, oh, we have to start over. I can't believe she's still speaking to me in her adult life because I was horrible. I was such a sore loser. I could not stand it. And I would start over the game. And I cannot believe she still speaks to me. But that's how I was. But that's how life is. If you don't like the way your life is going, you can hit the reset button at any time. You don't have to keep making mistakes just because you've been making them so long. Every day is a new day and a new chance to wake up and say, I'm not going to keep living a mediocre life where it just blah. That is not why you came here. You did not come here to just survive. Most of us are living on survival skills. That is not why we came here. We came here to thrive, not survive, thrive. And many of us aren't there yet. It's time to start investing in yourself and living a life you absolutely love. Putting yourself first, taking care of yourself, starting over when you need to. And know that you're not a failure because you need to start over. Everyone has to do that at some point. You're not a failure. You are a work in progress, and you are a work of art. And you're worth the time and investment. All right, guys, so I wanted to pull a few cards for you. I pulled 2 cards from the numerology deck by Michelle Buchanan. The first card that came out is New Beginnings, and that, of course, is not surprising because we are about to go into the new year. It is time for you to decide what is no longer working in your life. You have new beginnings coming up, whether it be in relationship, in work, in family, whatever, career. There are new things coming up for you. Old cycles are ending so that new cycles can begin and you can live your absolute best life. And then you have love. And this is all about a time for you to stop looking at things through the lens of ego and fear, and instead looking at things through the lens of love. What would love do? Love would forgive. Love would move forward. Love would also set healthy boundaries for oneself. But what would love do? We need to start looking more at that today. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a beautiful day from wherever you're listening. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. The greatest compliment you can pay me is to leave me a review on iTunes and to recommend this podcast to those you think might enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You can follow me on social media, and you can also work with me by going to melissaoatman.com, seeing all the services I offer, and purchasing a session there directly. Or you can also schedule a free discovery call with me, and I can see how I can best help you. I would love it if you reached out to me. You don't have to do the free discovery call. You can just text me, email me, or call me. I love working with people and talking to people. I also want to wish you an amazing holiday week. I hope you have had an amazing time with your family and friends, and more amazing times to come. I will definitely be talking to you before the new year. As always, thank you for all of your prayers for my mom. I am so appreciative of all of you. I am sending you guys so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.